Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Rabbi Shalom Yamini, and each week we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find practical and insightful ways to enhance your daily life. This week's Parsha Perspective is in honor of the immediate and speedy recovery of Daniel, Aaron, Moshe ben Ruth. May he and all those who need a Refuah Shlema experience it immediately. This week's Parsha Perspective is in loving memory of Fruma Bas Binyamim, Leah, Mintche of Yosef, Edward Ben Efraim, Shlomo Ben Edward, and Yirachmiel Daniel Ben Gedalia. May the souls be uplifted and may the memories be a blessing. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Emor, 2 ways to elevate. Our Parsha begins with many laws specifically pertaining to Kohanim, to priests in the Mishkan and in the Beis Mikdash. We begin with the law that is applicable till this very day. The commandment that a Kohen must remain Tahor, ritually pure at all times. He may not come in contact with a human corpse or attend funerals, with one exception. The exclusion for this rule for a regular Kohen is his immediate relatives, his wife, his father, mother, brother, sister, son, or daughter. But a Kohen Gadol, a high priest, can only become ritually impure for a mace mitzvah, someone who has no one else to bury them. However, a question comes to mind. The last chapter of this Parsha teaches us about all the holidays throughout the year: Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Pesach, and Shavuos. It begins with reminding us about keeping the Shabbos. The pasuk writes, 6 days you shall work, but on the 7th day you shall rest. But the previous pasuk states, these are my fixed times, says God, that you shall proclaim a sacred occasion. And since we sanctify the new month, we choose what day a holiday begins because it's connected to a date of the month, not a day of the week. So why is Shabbos mentioned if every single week on Saturday, on Shabbos, it is not up to us like the holidays, but we proclaim it a day of holy and a day of rest? Rashi, Rav Shlomo Yitzchaki, the leading commentary on the Torah, gives a simple explanation. He answers that God first stated the mitzvah of Shabbos to teach us that Shabbos supersedes every holiday. If Shabbos falls out on a holiday, like happened many times this year and will happen on the 2nd day of Shavuos in a few weeks, we must follow the laws of Shabbos. There are many things that we are allowed to do on a holiday, on a chag, like cooking, that we are not allowed to do on Shabbos. But since the holiness of Shabbos supersedes and overrides, we must follow the laws of Shabbos. However, the Ramban, Rav Moshe ben Nachman, a leading Torah scholar from the 12th century, gives a deeper and more profound explanation. He writes that we are reminded about the Shabbos before the holidays because it represents 2 distinctly different ways of connecting to our Father in heaven. The first way, writes the Ramban, is the way of Shabbos, connecting to God through actions He established as holy. Like the Shabbos, a sanctified day of rest that will still be holy even during the times of Mashiach may be speedily in our days. Like the tefillin, creating a bond that links our hearts and minds with energy, holiness, and spirit. The second way, writes the Ramban, is like the Chagim, like the holidays, when we choose to develop, where we choose to expand our relationship with our Creator. And it is expanded through our everyday actions, like working on a business, being with friends, eating, sleeping, and so on. We can elevate ourselves by bringing God into the picture. We can use our blessing of wealth to assist those who are less fortunate. We can help friends through hard times and inspire them to accomplish their potential. The Ramban explains that we first need to sanctify ourselves with actions that God has sanctified, for it enables us to extend that connection to activities that we want to add a holy element, to elevate our behavior and add a godly wisdom and spirit to make it holy and sacred, so we can fulfill the commandment given to us a few Torah portions ago. Kedoshim tiyu ki kodesh ani Hashem Elokechem. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. This powerful lesson is ever more relevant as we eat matzah and celebrate Pesach Sheni, the 2nd Pesach, the day after the release of this episode. The message of this unique day is reclaiming our connection that may have laid dormant as we go about our everyday lives, to realize that we have a choice in our relationship with God. Do we regulate our connection with the Almighty, with the Master of the universe, to physical space? Or do we allow that connection to encompass our entire lives and sanctify animalistic behavior that may be natural, but not affixed to our nature? In our daily life, it is imperative to realize that our actions, our behaviors, reflect who we are and what we value. Every decision we make and every step we take sends a message to the world about our character. And as we get older, we realize that our behavior is not just what we do, but how we do it. The intention and the purpose behind our actions dictate the depth of our growth and development, or the opposite. Like giving charity with compassion, but recognizing that we are given a blessing to share with the world, until we truly realize and understand that we are not just individuals, but a part of one nation set aside by God to be His chosen people. There's a powerful quote from my Lord Jonathan Sacks. The real test of a society is not the absence of crisis, but whether we come out of them cynical or disillusioned, or strengthened by our rededication to high ideals. Have a great weekend and a good Shabbos. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.